वो दिन कितने प्यारे थे, ये दिन भी कितने प्यारे हैं। तब बाबा साथ हमारे थे, तब बाबा साथ हमारे थे। बाबा अब भी साथ हमारे हैं।
ये बाप दादा देख इस क्लास में बैठे हुए स्टूडेंट की विशेषता है। और कमाल ये है कि पढ़ाई की तरफ अटेंशन देने वाले। तो आप कौन हो वो तो हर एक खुद जानते हैं, लेकिन देखा गया तो अभी के स्टूडेंट जो हाजिर है उन्होंने मेजॉरिटी पढ़ने के शौकीन है। ये देख करके बाप को भी अच्छा लग रहा है। पढ़ाई की तरफ अटेंशन अच्छा। ये रिजल्ट अच्छी है, अभी इसको आगे बढ़ाना है। पढ़ाई में शौक बढ़ाना है, पढ़ने में अटेंशन देने वाले, अटेंशन देने वाले अच्छे हैं। तो जैसे आज के रिजल्ट में पढ़ाई वाले ज्यादा और शौक से अपने पढ़ाई के शौक से पढ़ रहे, संख्या भी अधिक है। तो देखा गया पढ़ाई पढ़ाने वाला वो भी रुचि वाले हैं और टीचर भी पढ़ाने के शौकीन है। वो भी हमें समझते हैं कि स्टूडेंट ज्यादा कारण के फेल हो या कम मार्क्स लेवे, ये भी कम है। इसलिए पढ़ाई का फल लिए है। और पढ़ाई का फल लेने वाले हैं, इसलिए अभी तक बैठे हैं, नहीं तो आधा क्लास से चला जाता है। रुचि की बात होती है, पढ़ाई में भी रुचि हो ना तो छोड़ना बहुत बुरा लगता है, लेकिन देखा गया फिर भी रिजल्ट में ये जो क्लास आए है इसमें रिजल्ट अनुसार रुचि है पढ़ाई में। ताली बजाओ। पढ़ाई की तरफ अटेंशन है, इसकी बधाई।
बच्चे, मैं आपके सदा साथ हूँ।
Om Shanti. Awake signals, merciful and bestower. Be simple and become a sample. The sign of a number one soul is that in every elevated task, he will consider himself to be an instrument, to be a sample, in order to make it simple for others. If whilst being a bestower, there is a break again and again, then that which is broken cannot be called complete. You have a lot of knowledge, but now let the virtues emerge. Be an example to become complete with all virtues and to make others this also. Om Shanti. Welcome to Vyakti Parivar. Today is day 14. Merciful and bestower. Be simple and become a sample. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Today, so interesting to hear Baba is appreciating that we are very good in studies. In the Laukiks also, Laukik father, parents, when they will see child studying, they feel very happy. So our father is also our teacher. So Baba said everyone has a lot of interest, and because of that you stay in class until end, right? Many otherwise leave. So Baba is appreciating our interest in study, but also reminded us that we should increase our interest, because everything in the life is based on this study. When I was seeing Nirvar Bhai, when Baba came, I always look at that he is an example, and his main energy or strength comes from his love for yajna. That through this body I have to serve yajna. He had been with Baba for so many years, and he gave kind of farewell to all dadis. But he Whenever we talk about any Dadi, he becomes very emotional by saying how much they gave, how much they did for Yagya, the sacrifice they do. But one of the example is that whatever is the condition of the body, he immediately says, but I settle, no, I settle. Is I'm getting free. Because some they start worrying, right? But we have to accept whatever. Everyone has a different part to play. Everyone has different karmic accounts. And what is important to remember that Baba makes me instrument to constantly serve. And we find that the capacities of service are different. There is a time you can stand and cook for 100 people. And then there is a time where you really just do is Mansa Seva. When I see someone has to do lots, and generally I could do lot, but I just say, Baba, give this soul lot of power so that she is able to do. That's what is Sakash, right? Even we looked at Abhyag Babdada's chariot today for 40 plus years. Baba used the chariot. Until and even we thought that he is not talking to us or responding, but she stayed in the body. She could have said to Baba, Baba, I want to go. Baba would have responded. But her presence, just presence in whole yagya, was creating a different feeling that Dadi is still with us. Why I'm sharing this, that especially these days, there are a lot of challenges. You heard we had been talking little bit of even young people, they reach to a dead end, like what to do with my life. Or inside, they are very confused. So we are thinking what kind of points or what we create to help those souls to see that finishing body is not the end of journey. It's eternal, something will continue. So create hope in them, courage in them. It's all mercy, right? Every day I get at least 2, 3 news. What happening to old bodies is one thing, but what is also happening to the young minds, especially anxiety, right? So it's common, like, because world situation is such, and even the vibrations, one pollution is whatever pollution is there, but pollution of sorrow, peacelessness. I was sharing with someone that there was always some differences amongst the family. It will always be, right? That Baba never saw that as a problem. Baba said, all right, don't let them do. It's okay. Like today, something happened and we get very concerned about the differences or any little big conflict. And Baba used to smile. Let them play their part. So, looking at the situations or problems, I think we have to be bestower. Whatever Baba has taught us, we share with others. Whichever virtue is required, be the embodiment. If you say to someone, have patience, and that person is already so much into tension, it won't help. But you sit quietly, very quietly, just have patience. Those vibrations will work as Sakash. I learned this from Dadi Gulzar, and I travel a lot together. So she was not much in action. And I'm like doing it. And I said, but these Dadis, they don't know what's going on, what's supposed to do. But when task will be over, Dadi will say, got it done. I said, yes. Then I realized, which I am realizing more, that what Dadi was doing was giving us power. That whatever you do, you will be successful. So bestower can be in many different ways. Cooperation, giving helping hand, whatever you will know what is required, even for yagya. So it's very, very interesting time now. And that is why it's so appropriate theme of being merciful and bestower. Being merciful and bestower. And then, and these are all examples, right? And examples always create some inspiration in us. Some, as recently Baba said, this one doesn't do, why should I do? And there are some, they will say, this one is doing, I can also do. So by doing, we make easy for others to follow. Even if we have to be incognito, but still it's visible. First, we used to say, doing good service, of course, it's the example, but example is of virtues. To have patience, to have love, forgiveness, double light. Baba said, you have to be all virtuous is very important. So it's because on a spiritual path, we are at least almost on the last part of our journey. So what we have to do, be bestower and have all the virtues. Some of you might say, but I just began or not many years. But yagya, no, we have to start from journey began when yagya was established. So our journey also began then, but now in this birth, depends. Like I'm completing 62 years with yagya, 63 years. I don't know any other life, was 15-year-old, from 11 year, just Baba and yagya. And this is my family. So this love, commitment, and for yagya and the family, always available. And as I said, at present, what is important as donor, to help souls to keep courage. And yesterday Baba said in book message, keep moving forward. Even one step, another step, not be wherever you are. Keep moving forward, and that is keep accumulating virtues and powers. So our homework for tomorrow, since morning, whatever you're doing, let me be instrument for this. That's number one, right? Once we asked Dadi Prakashmani, Dadi, how you became number one? She said, because I did everything number one. So he said, what? I come in class, number one. Anything has to be done, I am the one who start. Like Brahma Baba, no, we saw he will sit with everyone and do all karma yoga. Same Dadi Prakashmani had that enthusiasm to just step forward and do what has to be done. And these days it's very important to do some service or other. It's all right to do logic work, take care of family, but we have to be careful. We shouldn't get totally consumed by that. My mind is there, intellect is there, every time only that. It's not right, because the strength and the courage which you will need, you're not accumulating. And doing elevated action always will bring lot of blessings. Blessings, you blessing your own self when you're doing something elevated. Like someone said, listening to Murli, reading Murli to someone is nurturing the self, right? If I could nurture myself, I can nurture others, sustain others. Yesterday when Baba came, yesterday. So I took a little new notebook. I thought for this year I will make my notes in this diary. So there was a very young sister. She said, you also write? I said, yeah, I write too. Because if I'm a student, I need to study properly. I have also to write. So she was very, very kind of surprised. So today when Baba said, lot of interest in study, and because it's truth, every time you listen, you understand different. Same words, understanding is different. Because truth reveals itself every day. And it's eternal truth. So every day you will find a new meaning. And I feel so joyful when I read it. The way Baba set up the context and describe it, explain it, every time is different. Some say same points. But if you hear it, really hear it, you will find that every word, every day means different to us, which we can apply. Right? So just remember, be simple and is simple. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Mohini Didi. And Om Shanti to everyone in Avyakti Parivar. Thank you so much for those words of wisdom. And I was hearing you speak of the 4 subjects and how to keep a balance in them. And what I'm finding, Mohini Didi, is service is increasing. And how do I keep a balance? It sounds so inviting, this invitation to be simple and to just be an example, to be carefree. However, the service demand, and Baba said there will be people lining outside the doors. So, And then on the other hand, you also mentioned that this sorrow is mounting at, like, I think you said, pollution of sorrow. I've not heard that before. And so again, another balance to not get caught up into that. So perhaps my question is around keeping a balance of service and mansa seva, keeping it simple and plain.
Baba has given us such a timetable that all 4 subjects can be covered. That means aim should be to have good Amrit Vela. So sometimes we could churn, but also we are remembering Baba. And then to read and to listen or study morely. So 2 subjects, right? Knowledge and yoga. And whatever service we're doing, attention should be, it's not just giving knowledge, but you are actually image of those virtues, image of knowledge. That is our dharana. And then, of course, we are serving. Sometimes even you're not serving, but you have dharana. Automatically, people are pulled towards you. So I think we have to be very natural. Today, somebody, because recently we had this with Brother Ken, leadership, dharana-based leadership, was so intense, so detailed. And it was like everyone had to look within the self, that to be a leader means you have to have dharana. But then few souls, like some were leaving today, she said, oh, I think I have a lot to do. I said, don't think that way. Maybe you are doing it the way it is said, just pay a little more attention. She said, that's what happens when I have attention, I get tension. So, okay, be natural. At least in my life, I have really always remained natural. When it's time to laugh, you laugh. When it's time to be introverted, you are introverted. When it's the time to communicate, we do. When it's time for silence, we do it. So that's balance, you know. So I think your life is balanced. It's only because service, you know, when task gets into the head, right? I have to do this, I have to do this. My training from Mama and Didi Mohini, Man Mohini used to be, don't put anything in the head. Just have list what you have to do. And at one time you do one thing, then second, then third. But the tension is in the head, right? So much to do. To so like students, you know. Some students, anytime you talk to them, oh, today I have to lot of homework. Today I have so much to do. Okay, you do it, no? And there is one young Baba's child. He's, I think, 11. He says, you know, he's listening to Murli. He's in a Vyakti Parivar. So we asked him, when you do your homework, he said, I am sitting at school until my transport comes. I finish my homework. So when I come, I rest little bit, I eat, and I'm ready for a Vyakti Parivar. And he asked beautiful questions, and every day he will revise and send us a point of Murli. That is what I understood. So I think that our whole life is set up in such a way that there are 4 subjects, especially for us, those who are staying in Baba's home, not going for locking job or in Kalyug. Today I came out. This is the first time in New Jersey for this year. Whole world looks so different. But we say, okay, it's going on, going on. And so I think that we have a good balance. It's not, but that intellect has habit. Every few minutes, think of Baba or go in silence. You know, it's like, I like day before yesterday when Be seated on angelic stage. Be seated on that stage and then do it. So I think you are doing it. We all are doing it, but maybe a little bit more, right?
Yes, you answered my second question, because I'll have a beautiful experience at Amrit Vela, very light, and you feel Baba is really with you for that day. And I'm hearing you. You're saying, check in with Baba. I know we know this, have our little traffic control, but I know I don't always surrender to that traffic control. I'm being honest here. And so, and even though I might sit there and be obedient, be an example, but I know my intellect isn't surrendering to that traffic control. I'm thinking of what I have to do. And so I'm hearing you also to be that angel, to have that attitude of not being of this world. So thank you.
No, so actually, what you do, traffic control, just be peaceful, just sit silent.
Mhm.
Traffic control really means to stop. No? So to relax, relax. That's the problem. Is everything is in the head. Oh, then I have to do this. Then I have to do this.
Mm-hmm.
But thinking won't get it done, right?
Right.
So think when it has to be done, but why keep thinking about it?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
the kind of habit which we need to change, habit of whether mind or intellect, both.
Well, Didi, you are such an example for us, really. You know, just with the Avyakti Parivar, you wouldn't know that you have all these other responsibilities, and it's just not local, it's global. So, and you're light and really clear. So thank you. I think one of the things that perhaps might pull the intellect and in being an example, and I loved the topic a few days ago about giving cooperation by not judging others. And I've been really trying to not, have an attitude or judge, but I'll see someone spinning their wheels and they're so concerned and wrapped up in other people's sanskars. But if I try to correct them, then they don't feel they're being heard, or being sympathized for, or that I'm cooperating with them.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I would be correcting them. I wouldn't be an example either if I have that attitude towards them. So I just detach, but I can tell I'm getting pulled into that vortex of waste. So how does one, in working with others, in serving with others, how do I not let go of being a teacher for others sometimes? And I guess I'm not feeling that being an example is enough. I don't know where I'm missing it. I'm not, I guess, agreeing with them. I just keep silent and I just say, yes, it must be difficult. And that's about as far as I can go with it. But I find that it will pull my intellect. As you can hear, I'm kind of going in circles with this. So how to let that go, that concern for your colleagues, that they're getting tripped up?
Yeah, one time Dadi Janki, is the last part that I give you full answer. Dadi Janki said, if you have any feelings like reaction, this is not right, or you have feelings, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you have those feelings and you say something, it will hit others.
Mm-hmm.
But if you sort out your feelings, come into that soul consciousness with love, and then when you say something, it's not you are responding to or correcting someone, but you are saying what is right, but at the right time in a right way. But that has stayed with me. That means if you are sensitive about something, no, Like some like everything clean, some like everything this, some everyone has different. So it's all right, other one doesn't. But if we want that everyone accepts certain principles, only way first is remove your feelings for, I shouldn't say bad feeling, but feelings of reaction. And
Right.
have a good chat amongst yourself. Create an environment where everyone feels part of it and everyone feels safe, and then to say something. And that is why one thing very important these days, to create a spiritual relationship. I always ask those who are two, three together, did you whole day even repeat one or two point of knowledge? Oh no, we listen on phone, we always listen. I said it's important to create a spiritual relationship. We have it in our head, but by having spiritual conversation, it's a kind of different relationship gets created. And I think that helps us to say what we want to say. That is why there was a time, even now we should do, whenever there is a meeting, to have proper remembrance of Baba. Let everyone come out of their planning intellect or good intellect or not good intellect. And when that is done spiritually, and then you talk, there won't be much reactions. So these are some of the principles to create that spiritual relationship is very important with each other. So all the differences, all whatever is there, lot can disappear and some can be discussed.
Yes, thank you. It hit the target. Thank you so much, Didi.
Thank you very much. Thank you for making time.
Yes.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. And so our homework, Merciful Bestower, be simple and become a sample. The sign of a number one soul is that in every elevated task, he will consider himself to be an instrument, to be a sample in order to make it simple for others. If whilst being a bestower, there is a break again and again, then that which is broken cannot be called complete. You have a lot of knowledge, but now let the virtues emerge. Be an example to become complete with all virtues and to make others this also. Om Shanti.
Merciful and bestower. Be simple and become a sample. The sign of a number one soul is that in every elevated task, he will consider himself to be an instrument, to be a sample in order to make it simple for others. If whilst being a bestower, there is a break again and again, then that which is broken cannot be called complete. You have a lot of knowledge, but now let the virtues emerge. Be an example to become complete with all virtues and to make others this also.
दातापन। सिंपल बनो, सैंपल बनो। नंबर 1 आत्मा की निशानी है। हर श्रेष्ठ कार्य में मुझे निमित्त बन। औरों को सिंपल करने के लिए सैंपल बनना है। अगर बीच बीच में दातापन में खंडन पड़ता है तो खंडित को संपूर्ण नहीं कहा जाता। ज्ञान तो बहुत है, अभी गुणों को इमर्ज करो। सर्वगुण संपन्न बनने और बनाने का एग्जाम्पल बनो। ओम शांति। ओम शांति अव्यक्त परिवार। थैंक यू दीदी, थैंक यू सिस्टर Elizabeth. This wonderful chit chat, and now let's go to Madhuban. Welcome to Avyakti Journey, Bab Dada meeting the double foreigners, children. Imperishable love of the heart brings each child close.
तेरी शिक्षाएं और प्यार साथी बन साथ निभाते हैं। मधुबन के वो दिन रात, मधुबन के वो दिन रात, बाबा तेरी याद दिलाते।
अच्छा अभी डबल फॉरेनर्स उठो, डबल फॉरेनर्स
निभाते हैं।
तो हर एक देश के एक मुख्य टीचर निमित्त एक एक वो उठो, वो देखे। अच्छा मानव भी है, बहने भी है। हाँ, टीवी में दिखाओ सबको, सबको दिखाओ। अच्छा किया है, मुबारक हो। अपने अपने ग्रुप को ले आए हैं।
युगलों की बट्टी पहली बार हुई है, अदर कुमारों की भी बट्टी हुई थी।
अच्छा लगा, अलग बट्टी की तो अच्छा लगा। अच्छा है। सभी अमर भव के वरदानी हो ना कुमार। अमर भव का वरदान मिला हुआ है ना, मिला हुआ है। अमर ही रहना।
जिन्होंने युगलों की बट्टी की थी सभी खड़े। ऑल दोज हु अटेंडेड कपल्स रिट्रीट, कैन यू ऑल स्टैंड अप।
बहुत अच्छा।
125 के करीब युगल थे।
अच्छा
विष्णु का सिंबल का झंडा है।
सिंबल अच्छा बना है। बाप दादा को अच्छा लगा, बहुत अच्छा। अभी सदा ही प्रवृत्ति नहीं, परवृत्ति। परवृत्ति माना न्यारी और प्यारी वृत्ति में रहना। तो प्रवृत्ति वाले नहीं, परवृत्ति वाले युगल है। बहुत अच्छा, बहुत अच्छा, मुबारक हो।
सब कुमारी हैं जिन्होंने भट्ठी की थी।
कुमारियां भी है तो ब्रह्मा कुमारियां भी है। वैसे भी कुमारी है और ब्रह्मा कुमारी तो है। तो कुमारियां क्या करेंगी? कमाल करके दिखाएंगी। अच्छा है कुमारियों, कुमारियों को देख करके बाप दादा बहुत खुश होते।
जितनी भी माताएं जिन्होंने भट्ठी की थी वो सब खड़े हो जाए। माताओं की भट्ठी में 400 450 माताएं थी।
अच्छा, माताएं होशियार बहुत है। देखो बाप दादा ने माताओं को ही चांस दिया आगे बढ़ने का। तो चांस को प्रैक्टिकल में लाए, इसके लिए बहुत बहुत मुबारक।
छोटे बच्चे जिन्होंने रिट्रीट की थी, बच्चों की रिट्रीट।
अच्छा लगा, बहुत अच्छा लगा बच्चों को। अच्छा है, बच्चे कमाल करके दिखाएंगे। बच्चे ऐसी सेवा करेंगे जो कोई बड़े नहीं कहीं नहीं की। क्यों? बच्चों से सबको प्यार होता है। तो बहुत अच्छा किया। ऐसे ऐसे अच्छा, चलो यहाँ
हेलो।
अच्छे बच्चे बनेंगे ना।
You will become a good children.
साकार में जो कहा हो रहा साकार है, मुस्कुराता आपके सपनों का संसार है। दीप बन आशाओं के जल रहे हैं हम बाबा। दीप बन
Om Shanti. Good night, everyone. Om Shanti.